We're live. Oh,
What is going
Hello.
on?
Hey,
What's
Missy.
happening?
hello, Missy. Gracias.
Missy. Well, how's everybody doing?
It's Tuesday. It's still too early in the week of day after Monday. So,
It's all blurring together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's blurring together. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was Wednesday, actually.
Well, technically, for me, it is.
Right. Like all day, I thought it was Wednesday.
I had a friend of mine earlier tell me it was Wednesday, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. No way, man. I was like, I missed the day. What happened?
Yeah.
Lately, I've been behind by a day. It'll be Saturday, and I'm thinking, oh, it's Friday. Blah, blah. I don't have to do this. Meanwhile, stuff isn't getting done because it's planned for the wrong day. Thinking, so.
Oh,
Right.
there's not enough hours in the day, man.
No, it never is.
There never is.
Missy, how are you?
Missy, how are you, darling?
I love you, Missy.
How's the familia? And thank you, Missy, for you're always shouting out, giving us support, whether it's in the forefront or behind the scenes, and us individually. And love you mucho for that. Really do.
Yes.
You know. Sometimes Sometimes I wonder if you even sleep. I see you supporting so many and loving me, so I'm like, she sleeps? Yeah. Does she have a secret we don't know? Is she like a vampire? Doesn't need rest?
She's amazing, dude. She's always there, too. Always.
Yeah.
I don't know how many days she's picked me up.
Well,
I'm sorry, my camera's all yellow.
What's the color? The color they use it.
It's all yellow.
Was it sepia or something like that?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So it's a
yeah.
filter. There you go. I think there's a filter.
Yeah. There you go.
Missy says, kind of crazy week.
Filter. It's called crack phone filter.
Right.
I killed my other phone.
Mm-mm.
I killed my other phone. It died. It went to heaven in a little rowboat.
No bueno.
Yeah. I'm surprised mine's still going, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how mine lasted that long, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So before we get into this, everyone's weekend was well so far and stuff. Coming into Tuesday here, anything exciting? What y'all do?
I've had two little girls fighting for like 7 days straight, but
Little girls do that.
Yeah, they do.
Girls like to
But I'm
do that.
blessed, like I said. Yeah.
They're just full of drama.
Yeah, I hope I don't lose much on my phone either, Missy, because actually I sat like for 5 hours and edited a vlog. And then as soon as I got done with it, like I was hanging out and my phone died and that was it. So I spent another 5 hours editing that same vlog again.
Oh, no.
But thankful Google Photos keeps up with everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Back it up as much as you can.
Now it's just sitting and downloading everything from there. It takes forever, but
oh yeah,
I'm just thankful. I'm thankful I at least had internet because I would have went crazy. I've not had a phone in like 4 days.
Oh wow!
Oh, I'm so glad they got put in jail. Seriously.
What?
Good.
Missy had some people come out and rob them, steal a bunch of stuff from them.
Oh no!
Like what? Equipment, things like that, or like wow.
I think twice, if I'm not mistaken, right, Missy? I think they come and got them twice. Anyway, it was terrible, but they ended up catching them, and I don't know. It's just people are.
I hope she got her stuff back because I know that's hard. Like they either sell it, pawn it, or huh. Yeah.
Well, you know what? You can always try to set up, I don't know, something electrified, bear traps, whatever, and oh wow. Put a warning. We have traps. At least you give the warning and
Yeah.
for future, because sometimes in situations like that, I know someone that years ago had gotten robbed multiple times, and it wasn't by the same people. Those criminals had enough time to tell other people, "Oh, this house is whatever," and then they go. They wait a little while. A few months later, they get hit again by people, but they're all associated. You know? So that's why immediately I'd be putting up bear traps and stuff. You want to steal? You lose your leg. Oh well.
That's just nuts.
It's, I mean,
Wow.
no offense, you don't have anything that I want bad enough to go to jail for, okay?
Ew.
None of you, nobody. There's not a person alive that has anything that's worth me getting up out of my comfortable bed and going and sleeping on a hard cot with terrible food and horrible hospitality. I'm just saying.
Hey, Heart
I'd rather
Search,
be at
how
the
are
house
you?
with kids driving me.
Hola, Christine. Hola, hola. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
Christine is another
Hello.
sweetheart, and she is so awesome. She's another one that, you know, that when I'm in a funk and I tweet some, she's right there to encourage and, keep me going, boost me on, even behind the scenes witnessing as well. So I thank you. Krista, hola. Hola, NH girl.
Hello.
Hey.
Krista, thank you
Hello,
for coming.
hello. 3 times, Missy said. It was 3 times they robbed them. That's terrible. It's terrible.
Students identify the stuff. I'm so sorry. Was it like someone you knew, neighbors, or just they just got cocky, like you were random and they got cocky? Let's see.
So to follow up on what Jose was saying, though, thank you so much for those people that, I mean, I don't know how I made it through without y'all support and just
Excuse me.
like today, like I just needed to vent, a good little paragraph or two. I'm losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I'm about to kill some kids. I love y'all so much. Thank you. I just needed to vent.
I know
Okay,
that.
And
gotta go.
this is, and you know what? This is the right topic for it as parents, or whether it's nieces, nephews, grandchildren, whatever. You're in that
Mm-hmm.
parental guardianship position at some point, even as a
Yep.
babysitter. Right now is rough. Oh, wait, cops had cameras so caught on film.
Oh, wow.
No.
But were they strangers or were they like associated
It's,
to someone you knew or stuff like that, Missy? But yeah, did this, I guess we'll jump in since she introduced kids on top of each other. Yeah, it's not, I'll tell you right now, it's not easy for anyone. And some jobs, depending on the jobs, are allowing some work back, or for the parents that still had no choice but to work through this in retail and, nurses, doctors and stuff. It's, if you're a single parent or both parents are working, and let's say you don't have a big enough family and also scared that, I'm not calling a babysitter because it's risky. This is rough. This
yeah.
is rough. Strangers, a huge ring. Oh, wow. Like, I clicked that too
I
soon.
hope you get that back.
Mhm.
I hope so too, babe. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's not easy, and depending, like maybe I'm saying this because I live more in a city type of, it's a town, but it's not spread out town. It's still like we're on top of each other. Parks, people get stupid. They don't listen. They overcrowd. Um, we don't have like open space, especially since I don't drive anywhere near that. Aiden and I could safely go for a walk, and as far as no real interaction and people spread apart. So even the neighbors' kids, school kids, no one's playing with each other. So he's been stuck indoors or running around doing errands with me. And, it's been wobbly blues.
Wobble Blues.
Thank you,
Woo!
man.
Another
Brother.
good,
Hey,
gentle
Wobbly.
soul up in here.
It is.
Hey,
We love
Spinner.
you.
Skinner.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah, what Wobbly? Sorry I haven't been by. You know, you come on. You're on different times. As you're coming on, I'm trying to pass out, so I get up for
There's so many times where I've been like needing to pass out, and then Wobbly Boost will come on. I'll be like, oh, I feel like a terrible friend because I'm like, oh, I gotta go to bed so bad.
Yeah. There've been so many times I'm like, I'm gonna put YouTube as I fall asleep, and then, you know, I'll go on. I'm like, there he is, but I'm on my Roku, so I can't chat. My phone's charging usually by then. I'm like, if I go to the PC, then, you know, a couple hours later, my son's up, and it's like, oh, now I'm gonna wait for it. You know, and so, but yeah, it's been hectic here, you know, in that city type in where you're more congested because, you know, unless you're the parents and guardians or whatever, they don't give a crap really. And we're the ones like before this, when we first shut down, oh yeah, let the kids go out and still do it. We're very limited, so I've been trying to not go crazy at
I
times.
really didn't even think about that. I don't guess.
You know, and yeah,
Because at least the kids do have the yard to play here, and we're not close to anybody. So, but honestly, the house that we're living in, I love it, and I'm so thankful and blessed. Please don't take it for complaining, but we've just got so many things that need to be done, and we have no room.
I just want to interrupt here. Who in the bloody heck steals a family Bible? A Bible, nonetheless, a family Bible.
It was also like your kids. It was like her kids' baby books too, wasn't it? Something like that.
What
Hugs to
do
you.
you get out of that? What can you sell that
Love you, Wobbly.
Possibly personal information to like get identities and
Maybe,
I don't know. That's
That was terrible.
That's almost just spite. Like, oh, let's take the Bible too. It's a personal.
Somebody needs their butt kicked.
That's what makes it sound like it was somebody she knew, but she said they were strangers. But like, that's just weird.
You know, and it depends how far the police delve into associations and connections. You know, but like just, you know, stuff like that. Like, no, you know, like, that makes no sense. I mean, I've known career people from working in the shelter that's a waste of time. You want to be in, out with the most valuable. Yeah, you get stupid and take some
Jose, I'm sorry. You crack me up. I'm sorry. But true. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't rob anybody anyway, but to steal their family Bible, like, who steals a Bible anyway? Like, I feel like you already feel like you're going to go to hell for
that's why you're
for robbing somebody.
Struck by lightning or something.
Yeah, it's almost like you're antagonizing a situation that's risky as it is. Like, you don't believe it or not. Like, let's put it this way. I may not believe in Buddhism, but I'm not going to do something disrespectful just in case. You know, I don't know 100%. Well, what if it's the same guy? Like, I'm not messing with that. You know, like, no. I'm already doing wrong.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, I just got my foot stuck so far up my butt with any from WTP. This may be my last time seeing you all, so gonna say much love and prayers to all. Why? What? Wait, what?
What's WPT?
TP, yeah.
What's the problem, maybe? Why? What happened?
Oh, Amy from What the Paranormal.
Amy?
Huh? Oh my God, I just got my foot stuck so far in my butt. Why?
Amy from What the Paranormal.
Okay.
Well, you know what? So there's no issue. If it's something you need to talk about on the side, and stuff, you know, hit one of us up, because I don't want to do on air and create YouTube issues with personal stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, but here we won't tolerate hostility, so you don't have to leave. You know, if people have issues, it's issues, but we're not going to bring it up. We're not going to, no, that's not what this is for. So I'm just saying, you know, if you need to reach out, Krista, you know where to reach me, but I don't want to, you know, get into any sort of drama. There's enough on YouTube. And I'm not saying it is drama, but just in case, we don't need backlashes any which way. For, you know, he said, she said, but that's personal. We keep that, you know, and stuff. All right. I mean, that's for me. I can't speak for the other two, but we were trying to, we want to make sure it's here. And it's not, you know, putting you down. You know, so. Anyway,
Who's still the
Christine,
Bible? I'm still stuck on who's still the Bible.
Yeah, I know
a
that's
Bible for Christine was given to me when my mother passed, was stolen from me. Like, you know, like with that, I could see, I've seen spitefulness and things like that when it was family, if it's family related, like, oh, well, you know, I wanted this person's personal effects. I deserved it. But when it's a stranger coming in, robbing everything else, and then a Bible on
Right.
top, like, oh wow, look, they have, you know, like a $5,000, you know, TV, this, that. But I want the family
And
Bible too.
a gold line Bible.
Yeah, yeah, like,
Gold leafed.
yeah, like, come on. Oh, okay, no drama here. All right. Just making sure that you're all right, you know, Krista. You know, and I'm not here to take sides, but I'm here to encourage the peace. You know, I mean, I'm going through my own stuff, my own journeys, and I'm trying to keep things, and we all are. It was a neighbor. Well, I hope that neighbor moved, or you know, put up some electrified fencing you didn't see or something.
Get a
I
couple
want
of
to do a
German shepherds.
challenge.
Oh, it's challenges. Oh, okay. I mistook what you wrote then. I thought like something bad. That's the way I read it. I'm sorry. I mistook that.
I I am so sorry about all y'all stolen Bibles. That's terrible, y'all. That's
Just
terrible.
ridiculous.
Sorry.
I mean, I've
Sorry
heard
that
of
somebody
people
felt.
stealing Bibles from like, and not maliciously, they needed a Bible and they happen to be in a hotel and you get those Gideon's Bibles and stuff. Like, I've heard that. But if, like, from out of someone's home, I think that's just like spitting in the face of the owner and like God, like saying, oh, haha, you know, like, unless it is they've seen names and they took all those things for information, like Carol said, people are getting like that. So it could be, you know. So I moved out of the city. Well, eventually I'd like to move, you know, semi-rural at the very least, you know. Or on the
I want to move
outskirts.
further into the country and grow my own animals and plants. I'm tired of society. I just want to drop off. I want to drop off
I
the mall.
miss
I can reach
walking to the
everybody from my
mailbox.
internet.
I miss walking to the mailbox in t-shirt and underwear. Like we used to be able
Right.
to here until a couple of houses
And
got
I just missed out on seeing that. So there.
You what?
I just missed out on seeing that. Yeah, bring back the good old days.
No, I was young at the time, so no, you would. But I'm just saying, like
Hey.
they had a couple. They had built a couple houses, and it's just like,
Oh, Jenny dropped.
no, did she?
Dropped. I don't think she dropped out. She just dropped.
She just dropped. Something dropped. Jenny, how do you grow animals? When she said that, I was like,
Yeah, when she comes back up.
oh, that's funny.
I mean, it's to the point. If I won the lottery, I'd buy one of those converted missile silos underground, but with like a few acres on top of the ground.
Yeah.
A house over it, and that's my hidden bunker. But like for the times, I really don't want anyone knowing I'm home. I'm underground, literally underground.
Right.
Heck, I might even install some type of non-lethal missile just to launch at people, and like a pepper spray bomb that, or just a replica that scares them when they see the doors open and a missile head, kind of just pop out.
Figure my neighbor needs it more than me. It was meant to be. That's who, Christine. Man,
This is
how
for
do you
you.
grow an animal? I don't know, but I feel
He's gonna
like
figure it out.
Jenny's gonna
I feel
figure
like
it.
I can figure it out. Yeah.
I think that's one of those. What was in the old magazines and comic books? The little sea monkeys you raise and
Oh yeah.
they grow or something, but they were like not real. Yeah, but maybe that.
It's funny.
And he says, "I will never
Jenny
have a
dropped the
Bible
mic.
woman."
I did.
Got to own one for that to happen. No, but you need material things and stuff to show you believe. Okay, fair enough.
I did. Jenny in the box.
Check.
While we do this, Jenny dropped the mic. Yep. She's like,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
I'm growing animals. That's it.
I'm busy growing one of my animals. You hear me saying?
What are you growing? Donkeys?
Right now,
Donkeys?
children.
I was
Right
gonna
now,
say,
I'm just growing
you don't have
children.
to grow. You
Those
don't
are
have to
animals.
grow. You don't
Children
have
are
to
animals.
grow donkeys. There are plenty of jackasses in the
Proper
world.
amount
Yeah.
of
You don't need
water
any
and
more.
sunlight. It's just.
They grow themselves. Jackasses grow
I was
themselves.
married to 2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Really?
I love you.
That's almost like a National Enquirer piece right there. You know, I married a jackass. I married a second jackass. Kind of like that lady that married a ghost. You know, kind of like
Oh
that.
yeah. That's a thing in a country.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
What's
remember the details, but I read it. Yeah.
There was a woman that
marrying
at one
what?
point married a ghost, and then I think years later she retracted and like tried to pretend like it never happened, but it was all over the media. But
Wait, it
she was
wasn't a
not.
ghost. It was a dead person. That's what it was.
Yeah, there's a dead person, but there was a woman that married a ghost allegedly in some country, and then
Did you
retracted.
say a
Some
goat or a ghost?
ghost. Wow.
A ghost?
Yeah, yeah. I'll find that piece for the next show just to throw in there. But yeah, I'll find where a long time ago a woman married a ghost. Um,
Yeah, I was supposed to get some references together for like some family challenges in 5 minutes. I literally took a shower, did my hair, makeup, and everything like 15 minutes before we went on because I was busy feeding kids and dogs and making sure everybody was good to where I could do this. Um, and have my stuff took care of. But yeah, so my references are there was no time.
so
I'm
anyway,
sorry, Missy.
uh-uh.
Oh.
7 generations. Wow, wow. But okay, so let's get back. So basically, I summed up mine to a degree. Son's driving me nuts. Everything's going to poop in a sense. We can't do much. So my son's enjoying the tablet, but there are some days he's just sitting there, just. And I have to look over literally like he's creeping me out. Like, yes, son. Nothing. Okay, you're just eyeballing me. Either you want something I'm bored. So am I. You're home more than 2 months, 3 months of summertime. You've been home. You lucky you're my kid. Because otherwise
Dude,
you'd be
it's been
sitting back
crazy. I'm
somewhere.
telling you, everybody's got cabin fever. It's just crazy. We're all so nuts right now.
But
God love it.
so how are you, Cal? With the little one or little ones?
Oh, the grandbabies? Well,
Yeah.
we can't see them. So long story short, oh, bye-bye. Here's an owie. Oh, I have to take care of that. We had a death in the family,
Sorry
and
about that.
my mom, who's 82, went up to the state where the funeral was going to be and was around a family member who, long story short, she was around people who had COVID, right? So I have 4 family members, 2 for sure, 1 who had it, and then another one who's starting to get the symptoms of COVID. So
Oh no.
yeah, so one came up negative that my mom was around, and so so now the can't see the grandbabies until that 14 days are over, right?
Yeah.
And then my middle daughter, who is pregnant with twins, we have her baby shower Saturday. So, like, I'm thinking that incubation time, which is 14 days, since my mom, since my mom was around, that I don't know. So, this kind of sucks. This whole thing. It's just like, gotta be so careful. And now I can't see the grandbabies, and which is nobody's fault at all. But it is what it is. It'll be fine. We'll get over it. But it's just like I have so many. Like I got a car, right, and I wanted to show them and take the kids for a ride. But it's just things like that you never thought that you would have to freaking deal with, right? And then it's just like surreal. Sometimes when you go, so our stores, a lot of them are going to mandatory masks, but one of them was highly suggested. But I always wear mine because of my mother, right? So you go in there, and it's just like a lot of people wear them, some people don't, which is whatever. But it's just like when you sit and think about it, it's just like there was this little so we have a Starbucks in the store that I go to, and there's these 3 boys, maybe 12 years old, I don't know, something like that. And one of them had a mask, and I don't think the other ones did. But it's just like you sit there and think, it's like this for them is like, life, right? But 51 years old is just like I've never gone through that before. Ancestors had, right? But not me. And it's just like, well, when they grow up, they're going to tell their grandkids about the, this pandemic, right? Never thought that I'd go through a pandemic, did you? Or did you think
No.
But yeah, it's just crazy.
Is my sugar low? No, I don't think so. Why? Do I look terrible or something? My screen's all like a weird color because it has a crack right in front of my camera. So
yeah, you look a little jaundiced.
No, I don't. Is that why? Is that why you're asking me?
Thank you.
My sugar's low. I don't know. I don't think so.
Aw, okay. At least you get to see 2 of them. And that's the thing too, like, there's different effects for different age ranges for the kids. The youngest ones, they don't know what's going on. I mean, they'll throw a fit. Why can't we go out and play? Blah, blah, blah. But they have no concept of what's going on in the world. Anything they throw tantrums. Oh, I want to go out. I want to see my friends, this and that.
Yeah.
My son is 10, so he's starting to get into his feelings as well as towards the puberty lines, of things. And so he's kind of having his own thoughts with some confusion. He's in that middle ground, but it starts getting, in my opinion, difficult from, let's say, the 9, 10 age, definitely into teenage, because it starts going into the social part. And in school, it was interacting, this and that. But for me as a parent, there's too many what ifs that I had to contend with that unfortunately he has to in some ways suffer because he doesn't understand, the worries and stuff still. He's worried about like, other than like if this is an extended vacation and some kids and most kids like, the one part is like, oh, I don't want to go back to school. Of course not. But the interaction, even playing with the kids outside, he was always shy. So that makes him feel even more like almost like it's something wrong, with me kind of thing. And it's hard sometimes to feel that from him where he doesn't understand it, but I do. And try to, tell him it's okay. And, it's just something we gotta, get through and make it through. And then answering a ton of questions he has that I try his best. And then, he'll go in the room and I know he's thinking. And it's not easy answering some of the things and trying to explain even to his level the complexities enough without scaring the bejesus out of him either.
Yeah.
You know, he knows it's serious. He knows, you know, masks and stuff, but he doesn't fully understand. And for me, sending him back to school, especially a couple of years ago when we had that bad flu hitting around and or virus, and everyone was like stomach virus out for a week or two or off and on. The school district here wasn't great with keeping up with that. They waited till about 65% of the students and staff were out sick to finally close and do a deep cleaning. That's given on top of we sent them sanitizers, wipes, this and that. Well, you know, if you have to do that deep of cleaning of every classroom and stuff, what were you guys not doing?
You had to send it?
Yeah, they request the parents to send Lysol and sanitizers and stuff because they want the teachers initially. The school doesn't supply the teachers out of their salaries and stuff like that. And it's like I sent it, and a couple of his teachers said back, "Oh, we don't need this." Like the wipes, the Lysol wipes. So I don't have trust in his school. I don't have trust in the district. So when it comes to the fall, my only thing for them is he does the remote learning as he did, you know, at the end of this past school year, or he's going to get homeschooled. But no one's going to force me because it's too risky. Even if they like they're proposing, you know, where it's an off and on again, like 2 days on, 2 days off kind of thing. No, I'm not, because my other train of thought is how do you tell everyone from an elementary school from pre-K kindergarten to fifth grade all day, keep your mask on, don't touch each other, don't the kids. It's not going to happen.
No.
It's
Love
too
you,
risky.
Wobbly Blues. Sorry.
So, hey, Wobbly.
That's my
okay.
thing is that we pay taxes.
Mhm.
It's not the parents' fault that this is going on.
Mhm.
The schools should be taking care of it, and the government should be taking care of the schools.
And that's what I kind of agree. You know, we are entrusting, our money's going, but even prior to this, when that happened, there was still no regulation for cleaning and stuff like that. I mean, while my son was at school, where his classroom is by where pre-K shares the bathroom with the cafeteria when you go to lunch. He went in there and he said it was disgusting. And then the end of the day, he had the last gym period, went to the bathroom. He said, "Dad, it looks like it got worse." So where's the janitor? Why are they not doing the job? And this was after they already had shut down. This is the following year. So it's like I can't trust that, you know. And you can't, you know, you can't force a kid to stick by the rules. What happens when you have a school full of special needs children and you can't cover their face? Autistic children that they have sensory issues and stuff. How are you going to guarantee that?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. And a lot of kids with autism, to regular kids, already have, you know, immune issues, whether it's from, you know, or respiratory, from asthma to this. So, you know, here they're trying to do some distance learning, but the off and on again that I contend with is no, I can't risk it. It's still too soon. There's been no guarantees. The numbers aren't low enough. And I know how from the town groups how some of the parents, by how they speak, as if kids will just get over it. There shouldn't, in my opinion, be a thought kids just get over it. This isn't them bumping and bruising. This can affect life or death of not your child, another. There's a difference. It's not falling off a bike. Oh, you scratch your knee, you'll get over it. You know, your feelings got hurt. Well, work on it, but you get over it. No, this is more serious. And some of the parents are just like, so if there's enough of them, that's enough of them for me to say, no, my son can't be in school. I don't care if he has to sit in his computer all day, run it like regular classes, but he's not going. You know, I it's one thing if I got it, you know, but I won't put my son at risk.
Yeah.
I won't. And that's some of the stressors as the time comes on. You know, we're just getting the letters and surveys like, well, what's your opinion? What do you want to do? And stuff. Oh, I wrote my answer, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Part of the problem we have here is that parents send their kids in sick just normally is not only is it they can't afford or they a babysitter or just finding someone to watch. Here you can have a doctor's note, but it's still not an excused absence. It still goes on your record as an absence. But they tell you we need a doctor's note for those days. Why bother? Why do
Yeah.
that if you're still gonna put on his record as if he was goofing off and
Yeah.
hold it against him? So parents are now forced in the second way. Well, I gotta send my kid sick, and stuff like that. Because otherwise, then we, the parents, get in trouble for that. This is, if they've never addressed that. And many parents have brought that up this year, on the sites and stuff, and no one will answer that. So that's another reason why I can't go by that. That if you're going to mark him absent, why am I going to risk him sending to school as well? That's another issue. He stays home, learns on the computer. He did it.
Well, the thing is with all this is it's nobody's fault. Everybody's trying to do the best they can with what they have. And, I am concerned because my youngest daughter works at a school, and so far we're going back to school, and it's ridiculous. So I don't like that. She's not, she's going to take a semester off from her college courses. And so I feel for the parents who, if I kind of wish they would just do homeschooling, but do like a Zoom kind of thing, so the teachers actually have to be involved instead of making the parents do their job, right? I know that in a perfect world, but not all parents have access to internet, computers, all that. So I get
Jersey,
that.
they
Parents
did
have
that about a
to.
week ago, an initiative, and I don't want to say a bill, but Governor
I'll be right
Murphy
back,
here,
y'all. I'll be right back.
Governor Murphy is asking all groups of any kind, people, and hitting up, nonprofits to even politicians and stuff to raise the funds to make sure the technology is there for distance learning, for online distance learning.
Yeah.
Quite a few had the capabilities, but not all. So our district, as many were limited, but a lot of inner city don't, where you sign out for a tablet, you're responsible if something happens, but that way a tablet or what the mini laptops, whatever, notebooks, and they can learn like that. I mean, lots of colleges have online classes too while it's going on, the lectures and stuff. So it's possible, it can be done.
Yeah.
It's just all day. It's an all day learning. Or you pack in the most essentials half the day, but you treat it like class. We take a half hour for lunch, whatever, and stuff. But again, there's still going to be those few and the ones, the parents that, let's say by school year, their job opens up, they go back. They have to for money, obviously, but they don't have someone physically able to sit with their child all day in that. They're kind of into school and stuff. So some are, some aren't. There's still going to be some issues. And for me, again, the risk is too much, In Jersey, though, you have the option by law to have your child homeschooled. Doesn't have to be distance. It's up to the parents then, or, tutored in some way, but as long as they meet, do the curriculum and whatever the standards are. But to me, that's a much safer option. It sucks because now these kids are missing the social interactions they already been missing.
Well, the thing is like parents. So if their kids have to stay home, or if they choose to stay home, unfortunately, most parents have to work nowadays, and they can't afford it. It's just, I understand how people can get upset and they don't agree on, decisions made by the school or the government or whatever. It's just like there's no perfect there's not going to be a perfect answer. There's not going to, it's going to affect everybody.
There's always going to be somebody
people
mad.
more. Yeah, and like I get it. Like parents got to work. Parents got to work, and like with my daughter working at the school before the elementary, before school and after school, childcare. So those parents have gone all summer because they do summer too, all day, right? So they've gone all summer with having to get alternative daycare, like boom, and then I just feel for everybody, and it's frustrating, and people have their opinions how things should go, but there's really not going to be an answer that fits everybody. And it's just like everybody's trying the best they can.
And that's the thing. There has to be, sacrifice. My only argument and my issue is the whole rights. And people may have seen, I don't know if everyone here, but I tweeted, I Facebook, being sarcastic, and my opinions of that. If I'm claiming rights, I shouldn't be forced to wear a mask during this, which is nothing troublesome. If there is a medical condition, then a doctor writes it. You carry that, similar to a medical ID card, whatever, and they find a way around it. Okay, that throws that out. But just because it's a governmental thing, blah blah. As I've written, then let's apply those rights to a doctor doing surgery, inner city. Well, I'm the doctor. I'm the surgeon. It's my rights that you're infringing on all of a sudden. I don't have to wear masks or gloves or gowns before I perform surgery on someone after I touch maybe a person that has something infectious. You see how far that extent of so-called rights go down the line to everywhere, and how then that affects the mask wearing thing is, look, at the very least, we're uncomfortable, we sweat a little more, breathing is annoying, it gets hot, but we bring the issues down, hopefully the cases down, because it does show it does help. And the argument of, well, it's not 100%, never was, even for a surgeon. So, but you have faith in that. So again, now those back and forth, but now we get this calm, everything reopens, then you could go back to having opinions, we could fight, be bitchy, whatever, but let's get this done and over with. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you think you're okay, it's not everyone else around you may not be okay. No one has signs. This can get into arguments of disabilities. You cannot look and tell someone is that ill. It's not always visible. You can't. Lots of times we don't know we're sick with a cancer or something until it hits a very late stage. It just happens. So again, the risk. No one's immune, no one's impervious. But when it comes to kids, I don't think unnecessary risks are okay.
This is what I love about this group. Is so diverse. Like each one of us are in like completely different situations in our own lives, and like I know for me, my 13-year-old, he wanted to do homeschool before this even started, just because.
Yeah.
But I look at River, who's 4, who's supposed to be starting pre-K this year, and we really want her to have that school experience, to have peers and friends, and that not just the camaraderie as it is just getting along with people, following rules and being outside, because kids tend to listen differently when they're not in front of you. At least it's always been my deal. But like with me, I'm staying home because Earl's working, he's working like double time, and then we've got Mom here that helps too. So, but I've had my niece for this is like day 7. And I know for us, I mean, even though he's working, he's working his butt off and he's making really good money. I mean, right now in my kitchen, there's hardly anything to eat. And I have to, people don't want to help, feed kids, but um, it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. There's like times where I have to create a meal because that's all we have,
And that you bring up
And
another good
yes, I
point
could get
too.
out and work. I could get out and work, but we've got an entire household that from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I don't stop moving. I'm doing laundry or dishes or dogs or kids or something. Like it is just nonstop. So yeah, I could get out and get a job and help out financially, but then we're stuck with our 4-year-old not having, somebody to keep her, and possibly the 13-year-old being at home by himself. It just, I don't know. It's been a
And
wild ride.
and
I can
and
tell you
that's
that.
the thing too. With the kids home, the whole structure of having to take care of them changes for the adults because everything that you were able to get done on your time and everything can't because now you have to worry about, well, if I, it's adults like, well, I want to leave the kids home, let's say for safety, whatever, this and that. But if you're in a position you can't, but you got to get things done, it's now okay. You're stressing because I got to bring them with me to, let's say, grocery shopping, to the stores, to these places. And even if they're responsible, they listen, they're good about mask, sanitize. It's those cruel, sick fuckers that think, oh, towards kids. There's news stories of people just the ones that believe they don't fucking with people and doing it. How do there's stressors of things like that, and that's the
Well,
part.
like here's one thing. Like my brother and Rachel split up, and so her mom has cancer, and so she left with the kids, and she was supposed to be her caregiver. So she leaves, and who do you think is left to take care of her but me and my mom and my brother? Well, my brother tried to commit suicide like 2 weeks ago because of all this mess that she's created, and whether he's on here or not, and she's on here or not, whatever. It's my channel. It's very possible either one of them could be, but I really don't care. So, so it's been a ride. So I've had to put myself in medical situations that I don't want to be in. These nurses that come around to all these different houses, and God forbid they don't take the proper precautions or whatever they do, come across somebody that's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you know what, and
so and then I had the dog, the dog and the whole ear thing. So it's like it's constant, like something, and
and how do
it's
you
been
hide that? How
hard.
do you hide those stresses that you can conceal while they're in school and compose yourself when they come home to now they're there 24/7. I don't care how great of an actor you
24/7.
are. Kids will
24/7.
eventually kids kids will eventually pick up on what we're feeling. Those bad and stressful moments, no matter how much we hide, at some point they will sense it. And
Well,
it's
I've been
it's a
ready.
struggle. I know for me of like I'm trying not to have that affect my son. My stresses, the adult stuff, the things, and then it doesn't help when he
Yeah.
throws his shoe boxes of things in the
You're right.
mix. And it's like, kid, like you don't understand. And then I hear myself saying, you don't understand, but he doesn't. And then I have to try to keep composed. And it's
Jose,
hard. It's hard. Now this is one of those hard situations. But what I've been trying to do is trying to let him in slowly in understanding enough that look, son, I'm okay. I may get upset. It's not towards you. It's just there's a lot today. It's tough times,
well,
not just
here's
for me, but
when I
for
have
everything.
these
And I
babies
gotta,
coming to me
you know,
and wanting to live with me and call me mom and this, like that lets me know that no matter how stressful it gets, pull it together because, you know, no matter how I feel about the situation, this is what's makes this little person, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
don't know. It's been super stressful, but at the same time, it's all learning and growing experience. You know, if I didn't
it is.
grow from the trials and tribulations of it, because going from not being a responsible parent to, you know, just being a dog mom, and I can go and do whatever I want to when I want to, and I don't have to worry about packing a mom case, you know, an extra outfit and some panties, you know. But to
And this
doing
is,
that,
well, you said adult. A lot of kids, unfortunately, now have to grow up a lot quicker than they have to in this situation because there's more
yeah.
stuff we that
Well,
they
I
have
know
to
I had
do,
to.
you
Hmm.
know. But you know,
Hmm.
too, it wasn't easy having to grow up way before you had to, and it's almost like that. Like, wow. Unfortunately, I have to really call on you, son. Like, bro, you got to step up. I know you're 10, but the situation, certain things you have to step up for you. And I feel at times for all kids, it's like these months are robbing them of, you know, a good chunk of their childhood, especially in the development stages from 4 to 6, you know, like 10 to 13, the social interactions, the, you know, just being kids is kind of gone. It's not the same. And that's the part sometimes at night I actually almost cry about. Like, damn, you know, this is just fucked up. You know, but at the same time, you're right. Like I've gotten to do more of things with my son. It's just trying to keep him occupied
It's
because
something that they will always remember. It's a chance to make memories with our children, and they'll always remember and tell their grandkids and their kids about the summer when COVID hit, you know, and we were all stuck indoors, and I'm surprised we didn't kill each other and blah blah blah. And you remember when we did that? You know, like I'm trying to you know, we talked about the family challenges and stuff, and every single day I'm coming to them like, okay, give me some challenges, and we're trying to come up with some stuff, and we just haven't yet. We haven't had time. It seems like I said, from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, it's nonstop.
Mhm.
Dishes and laundry, baby.
Yeah, I mean, and right now for I don't know parts of the country, but Jersey, we've been getting hit with like, you know, almost 118, 120 like humidity
Yeah.
weather. So like I have some breathing issues. My son, it's not like we can hang out even in our courtyard for our apartment complex is like in a rectangle, almost horseshoe shape. So we have an inner courtyard in front of the apartments and stuff. But when that heat comes down, you're out there, no lie, 10 minutes and you already pass out. Even if you
Yeah.
try to drink a gallon of
Can't
water.
breathe. Everything else. Yeah.
So that's the other thing. It's like I've been trying to like, well, how do we even get out? Sometimes he's the one like, Dad, can we just buy some in the store to get out of the house? It's like, yeah, not today with the way this weather is and stuff. So even some in some areas playing this and that, it's been trying to keep him entertained. Then he saw like, you know, he's always wanted, oh, I would love to go to Great Adventure, this and that. When he saw a commercial, he's like, why are they open, Dad? You know, that they're reopening. Yeah, he
You know
said
what?
it. Like, he's like, isn't it too soon? I'm like, I don't, what do you think? He's like, things aren't getting better, so why is everyone going to go there? I said, I don't know, but we can, you know, and see that's the thing too.
I
Each,
think that
each,
we should do. We need to do a family game night or some kind of challenge where each one of us has our kids on here with us.
yeah.
Something.
Mhm. I mean, even if it's some sort of kids trivia to whatever, and little things, or like a team thing where it's one adult question, one kids question, or in the middle ground, you know, and stuff. And it can be somewhat learning if we call a little bit on the school knowledge they have age appropriate. You know, if we know which child
Hey,
roughly in
dude,
age.
the bingo, bro, the bingo night was fun.
Yeah, I got to find that
Bingo,
because I have a new tower, so I lost
that
a
was
lot of
fun.
points and stuff. So yeah, I'll look into
Mm.
that. There was bingo, and there was something else I had found. I can't remember, but yeah,
Yeah.
all the crafts. You see, my son, is not really an arts and craft kid. So it's hard to get him to draw. For him, it's schoolwork. So it's like, nope. Oh, and then he makes the faces, and then I get, like, you know what, just go to your room because now you're irking me. Because I'm sitting here for an hour, like, just do a stick figure, little man, a stick figure. But because in school, because he wasn't good at art in school, some kids really went off teasing him all the day. All the teachers, like, it just happened, that attitude of the school. I said, but my kid's, more sensitive, that, and he's crying his eyes out. I'm not saying it's bullying, but don't just write it off. And that's what they did. And they're like, well, he refuses to do artwork. Oh, you think? You think? Like you're not looking to address and help fix the situation, encourage it. You're not giving them encouragement. Because I know his art teacher is one that just would rather yell than, like, come on, let's just try to do something, I'm the type that you work around what the kids' capabilities, what their likes and dislikes, to incorporate them still into the project some way. My son just said, "Dad, I'm done." Unless if it's art related to computer games, but I'm not that good to help him create a game or anything like that. So,
well, what about like a tutorial? Like if we found like a paint with a twist that kind of teaches us, but it be something easy enough to where everybody could do it or something.
Even a Pictionary.
Everybody kind of think of an idea.
We could try a Pictionary. Maybe stuff like that with the kids. Kids Pictionary. That's easy. Just
you could go so far as charades, dude.
Yeah.
You could do charades, there's all kinds of stuff. So everybody think of some ideas and DM either me or Jose your ideas, and we'll try to do something this coming up week.
Yeah, or comment on the channel, and we'll pay you where if you want to participate, and you can make it to the dollar store, whatever. Just get a little drawing notebook if it's Pictionary or whatever, or simple. Stuff, trivia, there's online trivia, I'm sure, for kids. We can ask questions
or like adults. Some dice, because we could do Yahtzee.
I think online
you can draw out your
I think there's a dice.
You can draw out your board, you just need the dice.
Yeah. We'll figure stuff like that. Yeah. So
who's that beautiful woman that just come on that screen? Carol, I love your face. It's so beautiful.
And I'm waiting for Carol to at least get the Halloween colored hairspray so she can color her hair like that picture she put out there. Maybe
that is pretty cool.
So it's not permanent.
True.
Try it.
Yeah.
And then, work with it that way and blending while it's still a little wet on there. Just blend some of it. And you looked really awesome with your hair like that. You did.
Yeah.
Look,
I think my daughter does a semi-permanent purple, and it looks really cool on her. But, she's young, so.
Come on, stop it now. You're young too. You know what? Hey, how about this? Either A, we figure out how to make it a challenge for her, or for around Halloween at least you have an excuse.
There you go.
Halloween season, you do it then. So, and here, like, I do my camera time.
My old boy. Oh, he tongued me. He got when he goes out, he's on a tie out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he has this big rope burn on his chest, so I had to go clean it and put stuff on it. And poor guy.
But
did you just clean yourself and give Mama a big okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, good.
My boy.
Baby.
Give Mama another butt kiss. That.
Coco's doing really good, y'all. His ears look good.
As a kid, I used to, one of my family members had a nice dog. I think it was a mix with a bulldog. I forgot what it was. And love that thing. Would lick me all day till the one day I guess I finally realized, or maybe I'd never noticed, but how the animal cleans themselves. And I seen them licking themselves, and they went to kiss me. I was like,
Yeah.
So whenever I was afraid of the dog, in a sense, like lick me, lick my hands, I'd freak out for a good 6 months. Till my grandma said, "Just watch. Don't let him lick your face, but just watch. He's gonna do it." Like I would freak out. I had to be like 5 or 6. I'm like, no. He licks his butt and his wee wee. Like, no.
Yeah. No, I
I've got 3 of them. There's no telling what they lick before they come and give me a kiss. So I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't even care.
Remember, if you have a
Oh,
dog
yeah.
and a cat, the dogs have probably cleaned out the litter box for you. Just saying. A lot of
He's
dogs
pretty
do.
good about
It's still
that.
probably better than kissing half the United States or well, let's go worldly. Yep, I'd rather kiss my dog all day long.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do my hair flaming red per se, but when I was
I
young,
would
my
do
hair
it. I
was
would
more
totally
of
do
a
it.
copper. I would do more of a copper redhead, kind of. Yeah, not quite
I'd go
gingery like redhead, but I have thought about, like, my hair used to be blonde in the sun. Like I'd be in the sun all day, especially in high school, that it would turn almost blonde. I was born with like blonde hair, almost platinum blonde hair, for a good until I started getting color, and then it went to orange, and now it's going into like dull poop. Like poop that sits out in the sun a few days starts turning like grayish white.
No.
Unfortunately, it's turning that way. I went from poop to just old poop. But so what is it? What are the activities you guys are currently doing? Like that seems to work for your situations, and give the ages too, so kind of understand, especially if they're vast apart. Like what works for both or separately,
Oh Lord.
other than the dog. The dog's like, see, I clean. Dog's like, I clean my butt too. Look, sniff, sniff. You're
To
supposed to greet
be
me.
and to be honest with you, the kids these days, so many of them have grew up with screens in their faces, and so that's like the most convenient and easiest thing to do because it keeps them the most entertained because it's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find that balance of
That I
okay,
agree.
wait, this is an earned thing versus,
Yeah.
I'm just
I
trying to keep
would,
them firing off challenges. Let's do something. I try to challenge them a little bit every day, but most of the time I just get challenged and just end up doing laundry and dishes.
the hardest part I'm finding is also competing now that there's a ton of home access and a lot of limitations compared to before. Is competing with technology and trying to use it to my advantage. He's now wise to. I'm trying to get him to play like an ABC Mouse learning game, even for his age. He's hip. He knows. He's like, this is a learning game, right? He's like, now it's summer, and it's like, damn, So it's trying to get him creatively where he's still keeping his learning engaged. Um, what I've almost been doing is he kind of likes some of the paranormal as I do. So I'm like, he's got to keep up his reading skills. So I've been looking into the, like, I forgot the name, the
Hi,
Stein books.
Christine. Thanks for coming. Love you.
The horror stories by, who is it, R.L. Stein or whatever.
Ooh, yes.
Around his age, those kind of spooky, but nothing that's going to keep him up at night. And doing that, I might invest in an old publication because he's learned some history about New Jersey from Native American. But I'm like, there's a lot of spooky history to Jersey, so I might buy Weird New Jersey, buy some of the publications, and let him read. And I could tell him some of the
That's a
stories
good
when
idea.
I was younger. Tell them, hey, of how these places up north I've been to, and tell them stories. But get him to read about it first, just to keep his reading skills and stuff. Math, he's done. I know before they touch Common Core, he has the basics. But once they start getting into what they kind of do now, almost pre-algebraic forms of simple addition, he starts getting frustrated. And I do too, because to me, it makes no sense. There's no reason for half the way. 1+1 becomes a 20-stage problem. It's 1 plus fucking 1. It's not 1x divided by, like, no, it's 1 plus fucking 1. But they say this is easier. How? You created 20 problems. Then you've shortened class times and want to rush them. You wonder why this kid's burnt out within the first 3 months. You know, he's a
Yeah, that's
different
the one thing that scared me with Jace and him wanting to homeschool, because I feel inadequate. Because I mean, he's going into like, I think 8th grade, and so we're talking about I'm already feeling intimidated, even if they were still teaching like they were back then. But I actually found out that in the state of Alabama, they have like this Alabama Connections, which is an online school. And so we may be looking into that, or just moving. I really want to move back to Tennessee, to be quite honest. So I don't know. I may be living somewhere completely different by the time school starts. So we have no clue.
Trying to convince me to move to Tennessee or near where she is. I forgot where. She's not too far from Memphis, I think, like a half hour, 40 minutes outside of Memphis. And she's, every time I talk to her, so when you move to Tennessee, I'm like, 1, I need to be able to afford it. And 2, I need to visit first and make sure what I'm getting into.
It's so beautiful. Tennessee is so beautiful. Just rolling hills. I love it. I'm a gypsy, though. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Like, I'm usually live in a place for about 4 or 5 years, and then I'll find a million reasons why I need to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, when I first went down to Melissa and Omar's, I was like, dude, I'm moving down here. That's it. Within a year, I'm here. And so, like, I come back home, and of course, you know, you make plans and God decides differently. But so that didn't work. Here we are 2 years later, and I'm still here. So I'm ready to get out. I'm ready to.
Now we know what Jenny can
The
do
whole
for
entire family wants to move to Florida. Everybody but Earl. We're trying to convince him to move to Florida. So
I would never live there. Just
based on
hurricanes,
yeah.
hurricanes and humidity. We have big humidity in Iowa, but nothing like Florida.
So are you still coming down this way, Carol? Or y'all waiting for everything to clear off still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Like, I want to go down and see Omar and them, but it's just I'm like, man,
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
I just don't want to risk it. Even thinking about like going to the Nashville airport right now, I don't even want to go back to church. I'll be honest with you, because I mean, that's a huge church and a lot of people, and a lot of people come in contact with them, and it's I can go to the grocery store and you know, we have been blessed to get out at least maybe once a week and get out on the boat on the river and just enjoy the sun, and the kids are playing in the water and we're kind of floating, and you know, we've been truly blessed to get to do that. But I don't know, just big crowds kind of scares me.
Well, exactly. It's definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think maybe just visiting, as much as I would love to move to Florida, I think visiting would probably be best, because I do love Tennessee. I really do. I love being snug off in the woods somewhere, man.
You know what? That's almost how I feel. Like the way it is, and it's back and forth. You know, to feel relatively safe. It may take till into 21, almost 2022. This back and forth rate we're going, because you know we have where one state seems okay, then the neighboring state, and then you know here we're going by the honor system that. You know, New Jersey, New York put up restrictions if you're coming from DC, Puerto Rico, all these other states to self-quarantine for 14 days. Now, if these, let's say, are the people that didn't listen and were all bravado and like, oh, no, and now they have it, what makes you think they're going to actually listen to self-quarantine? I'm not saying shut down state, but like for airports and stuff, right now you can't. Puerto Rico was good, and it didn't take many, but they had still travelers. And now Puerto Rico is one of those that are getting hit. And they're on an island. There ain't no way across country to get away. Like you stuck. You know, and I have family there, and they're still recovering from the last 2 hurricanes that did damage. On top of their government there, even though it's U.S. government, but you know, the Commonwealth, their president stuff, they're so corrupt. There's no money to go around, so they're hurt. You know, but it didn't take many Americans. As soon as they started getting cases and found out they were from the mainland, they said no more, and it just went rampant that way. And then you had some that traveled from Puerto Rico to different areas that went back with it. So it's like, but to say self quarantine, that's not going to work either. You know, and there's if you look at the news, California's regretting it. You know, like, oh, maybe it was too soon. Maybe it was, and you know,
They got
it's a
them on
mess,
some major lockdowns.
you know, and it's going to take a while. You know, you could have, you know, 40 states all good, but those 10 can, you know, cause a resurgence and vice versa, you
I mean,
know?
it started out with one case, and that one case spread so fast that it's ridiculous. So, I mean, but here's my question though: is do y'all think that this is going to be reoccurring, like the flu and stuff like that? Do you think we're going to have like a coronavirus season from
I
here on
think,
out?
I don't know if it's going to be seasonal per se, but I think, like most things, it will mutate. And that's what concerns me. Because if you get the flu shot, that's good for it's good for the last flu, not the flu that's mutated. And if you think about it, in most cases, I'm not, you know, a medical scientist, but I'm pretty sure even pandemics, when they go from country to country, person to person, this and that, it will mutate in forms. So I don't think it'll ever be 100%. Hopefully, it's some to where it's like a polio vaccine or something, but it's too soon.
Scarlet fever.
Even too soon. It's what medicines. Okay, this is guaranteed in the trials. Trials. We're on a
Well,
fast track.
this is
But how many medicines are fast tracked and years later it's done irreparable damage too? You know, and
well,
with this,
that's even with
yeah,
scarlet fever. Like my niece had that like the past 2 years in a row. And back in the day when that first came out, there were kids dying from it left and right
yeah,
because they didn't understand it, and it
Mhm.
spread so as fast as boat could carry, you know, as far as across the United States. But as far as like, and now it's just like another thing. Oh, she's got scarlet fever. The first time they told me that, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that like some kind of old? I remember hearing about this like in my history books. You're telling me my
Yeah,
niece has that and she's okay? She's gonna be okay, right? You know,
yeah.
well,
and it's just nothing now.
the weird thing about the human body is that there's lots of old diseases that have just stayed dormant in our systems through genetics and stuff that we've been exposed to, but we kind of adapted unless we're in a weakened state or it does suddenly make a major mutation or change, then is a
Yeah.
resurgence. But sometimes too, again,
Zombies.
yeah. You know what? It's easier to deal with zombies than if it's a zombie apocalypse. You kind of see it, you know. Oh, look, there's a zombie off with their head or something, you know. Like than this, you know. But I could imagine the
I'm
way
gonna
people.
vlog it. If I become a zombie, I'm gonna vlog it so you'll all get to see it.
What was that South Park episode where they were zombies? He's going like pink eye. That's going to be the excuse for that, you know.
I'm turning into a zombie. That's not funny. I mean,
It
it
will
is.
come back in waves, but hopefully we're not at a point to be prepared for waves. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Was
We're
it the
not
movie
in a state.
title?
Little
Was it the
Women.
movie Little?
We're,
One of the sisters did have scarlet fever in Little Women. Just saying. But there's quite a few of them.
but again, it did to me. It's with the kids. Like I hear a lot of people that are just like, "Oh, send the kids back," because you don't want your kids at home. Really, that's what it comes down to. You know, you're
Well, I
stressed.
mean, they get on my
But
nerves about 500 times a day, and I've literally threatened all of them several times that I was going to duct tape them to the wall. But you know, I'd rather them
but
be here and safe than have to worry
yeah,
about anything else right now. We got
yeah,
enough to worry about for the moment.
it's like you know what? We're stressed enough as adults. But we should know
Yeah.
and live our lives that the kids still have a chance to not endure already any further than necessary. Why put them in this situation? To think, oh, kids are immune, they're strong, they get over it is BS. Because it's not, you're not talking about one kid in one desk in by
Well,
himself.
how many things in your lifetime that you went through that were traumatic and that literally shaped your entire life, or you think a certain way because of that situation, or whatever that may be? Yeah, it's damaging for sure.
Yeah.
NH did say some before, hold on, which brings up a good point for some of the introverts, She brings up a good point. I just want to jump back because I saw it before and forgot. Yeah, for the introverts,
Yeah.
it does. It does. When you have kids that want to be extroverted and participate and do all the things, it's not so easy as itself for an introvert. But then now with that, you really realize some of the introvert things are like, wow, okay, that's one thing for me, but for the kid, yeah, that's where I fight. I fight myself. Like, I'm fine. I don't have to deal with people. Great. But I see it in my son's face and the little motions and little thing that he was never excited to go to the fucking supermarket unless he was getting something. Now he's like, Dad, can we just go to the store and get anything? I'm like,
Oh,
like, So I had to plan, really plan, like, well, when's the store usually least busy and, time things out and stuff like that. Now,
oh.
Skinner says, can I say that the pandemic has been more positive for my life compared to beforehand? At least the pandemic has given the rest of the world the op to what?
Experience
Experience.
what I've had to endure my entire life.
Yeah. And this, yeah, all in all, it's a learning experience. It is a self-focusing experience. It's forcing the hand that is needed in many cases to like shit or get off the pot kind of thing and deal with what's at hand. The problem is a lot of people are still throwing their hands up like tantrums and stuff. My issue with a lot of it too is turning something that is a mortal issue into a political issue. I can give two shits of either fucking side if they're not doing the right thing, but coming to some sensible agreement. If I say, oh, blah, 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 I'm looking out for my kid. I'm a fucking liberal, blah, 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 or I'm a blah, 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 blah. No, neither side's really doing a great job at shit. I don't give a fuck who the president is. I don't give a fuck who's on Congress. Yo, this is a time that it's not about politics. Stop using it as politics and shit. This is about the human race, not about what your fucking view is. And that's one thing that
This is
really takes me off about this. It's about human life, okay? Not the
I think
so-called right
it's
as excuses to be an asshole or that you feel blah, blah, blah. Yo, and I'm going to throw this back and all. A lot of these
I think
people
it has forced the hand of the entire United States to take a look at their situation at
in the
home
world, yeah.
and be in it, not just sit here and there as you're coming in from work or, paying the bills or in and out. I think it's literally forced everybody to really take a look around and what's important, what's the most important, um, what it's going to take to function as a family together. Everybody's got to pull together because you can't do it by yourself. It's a machine, it takes everybody putting in effort. And it's just, I feel like the one thing that's worried and bothered me the most is abusive homes. Just being somebody that come from an abusive home, how many people are stuck at home with husbands that are abusive or raping their children, or and this goes on daily in homes
And
all
a
around
lot
the
of them,
world.
a lot of them were already using the excuse of, well, I'm stressed, I'm under stress. And now with this, it's almost free for all that's not, I'm guaranteed it's not getting noticed. To where even social services aren't responding or open, and they don't have the manpower because everyone's home, to investigate and check out these things.
Yeah, that's what we talked to one of the cops, and he said the number one call that they have right now is domestic because people are stuck at home with each other, you know. But I think it's also going to bring to light those homes or that abuse or that relationship or,
because
you know, hopefully
in
that's what
some
hope
ways,
comes from it, you
well,
know, that silver
hopefully
lining. That's what I can pray.
the silver lining of that is, okay, where people can say, I wasn't home, this, that, okay. Now, you're home 24/7. You can't say it wasn't you. Oh, I was out there lying. No, it's you. It's all you now. The focus is it. But hopefully not to the situations where it's still too little too late, which it may be because there's not enough resources and manpower as it was before, but now more so. And it becomes scary. It does become scary. The biggest thing is that they were talking about that's still on the dress on top of that was what do you do with the homeless population? They don't have access to facilities where they can shower freely and get the care. There's not enough funding, whether they're state or private, for a change of clothes, medical, cleaning. You know, lots of them don't have laundry, you know, and stuff like that. So, and everyone now is on a tighter budget, you know, and think so. It's making us see our weaknesses. You know, like I said,
Yeah.
if
Well,
I'm traveling, I have to face my weaknesses, my faults, and the things that I'm trying to do now. But we're doing it on a, you know, national and global scale, and that I think is more the upset because now everyone's like still trying to push it off on something else, but they're being forced to look at the fucking mirror individually and, you know, together.
well, I feel like too, like, honestly, seeing because my mom, it's been a little over a year since my mom tried to commit suicide. And then my brother tried, like 2 weeks before my brother tried, his neighbor, the guy that lives right next door to him, I just seen him like 2 days before, blowed his brains out. And then my brother tries to commit suicide. And he said that 90% of the people that were in the nut house were there from trying to commit suicide. I mean, it's sad that,
And there are
I don't
people
know. I
too
hope
that
that
probably
anybody
haven't
that
done.
hears this never feels so alone that you feel like you have to out that way, because you don't. I love you. I love you enough. I promise. It just, I don't know. We all need prayer, that's for sure.
You know, it's still a tough road. You know, and right now, as much as us adults are going through a lot and having to deal, we still have to keep up the main reason we've lived our lives for the most part. We've gone through our hells, and our wins, and you know, our victories and stuff. But it's already a sour note. It's a dampened memory for the kids at any age, and we all gotta put the other BS from politics to personal. I feel this. My rights are aside. Get this under control for the kids, because also how
Yeah.
we're acting and all under the pressure and stuff as adults is definitely 24/7 going to
Ever
be
stick
more
with them. It's
emblazoned.
gonna affect
Even
and
through,
affect. It'll have
here's the thing,
waves.
even the hell I went through with lots of things is emblazoned enough. If that was going on 24/7, where I had no way to leave the house, to go out with my friend, to do whatever, even the stupid decisions and coping, no telling. No telling. I'll tell you right now, there's a good chance I wouldn't be here. But that's the greatest fear I have of all. And that's where I, as an adult and parent, get ticked off like, this has to stop. The bigger and the little blah, blah, blah. Wear your mask at least for the little ones. Because it's showing little ones to pass. No one is fully immune.
That's one thing I want to say too, because I don't know how many people's going to come back on and watch an hour and 24 minutes into it. But for anybody that is watching, that's one thing that wanted to see happen with this channel was just being able to come together as a community, as adults, and just say, oh my God, okay, I'm sucking today at at these little girls. Like I literally had to come to y'all today and I vented like 3 or 4 paragraphs. Okay, I got this. I'm back in, you know. I think it's a refresher to be able to go in and see everybody else's, and even though everybody's in different situations and places, we're all there. We're all, we get it, you know. And so I just want everybody to feel like you have that place to come to when it comes to this channel.
Yeah.
My son was being shy, and I was like, "Look, if you don't want to show your face, fine, wait."
You tell him that I love him.
I did. I said she always asks about you, and he blushed more. So I think it's you, Jenny.
My buddy, I love you, buddy.
He's now at a very shy 10-year-old stage. So
How old is he?
he's 10 and a half.
10.
So I'm thinking the 10s because he's getting a little of this, and he's more like at times too, like, Dad, I'm just gonna chill to myself. I'm like, and you have a tablet? Yeah, I'm gonna check that history.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
I love you, Carol.
Yeah, all right, kid.
Whoa.
I'm checking the search history in case.
Who is that?
Excuse me. I don't know. Hold
Who's that
on.
lady? Who's that lady there? It's none of your business.
No, that's none of your business, lady. Look at that look. Like, none of your business. That's who I am. Take the picture. None of your business. You don't need no.
Oh no.
Well, she's seen some stuff. She lived through worse than we have. She just know. I will later. He ran off. He gave me a hug, but I said, hide your face and at least wave.
Yes.
He wouldn't even.
NH girl, let me tell you something. You are loved and you would be missed, okay? And it is such a permanent decision. Like, you just don't come back from that, you know? And it's the one thing I wanted my brother to know is the pain that you leave behind, the people that loved you, you know, that have to even think that someone that they loved so much felt so alone. I mean, we're all going through hard times, dude. I promise you. I've got 3 kids here that I wish their parents would get up off their asses and want to be parents. And I am mad at the world in 1,000 different places. And all I want to do is be me and chill and hang out and have fun. And I have a billion responsibilities. I don't. I don't. God thinks I'm so strong, you know. But please don't ever feel like that there's no way to fix the situation you're in, because it's all temporary. This is all temporary. Even the breaths that we take are temporary, you know. So don't ever feel that alone, because I love you and I would miss you and I would kick your butt. I'm just saying.
There's just too much, you know, that we as people really need to focus on, you know. Like I could keep being in. I probably will, because a lot of thick-headed people, but like, you know, it's not a time for us. This is, you know, a time for the next ones. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, this whole thing, this feeling I had since it first started, prior to when it first started, was the sense of there's something new going on. You know, and my feeling is this is it. This is that new thing going on. You know, there's just.
You never realize what your words could be for somebody else. I mean, and I know 1,000 times a day I feel so selfish, and I'm like, what about me? Because I feel like I have so many people like needing me, wanting my attention, wanting, you know, the girls fighting over who's going to sleep with me, or, you know, it's just a constant. But no. Oh, I love you all so much. Like, I feel like my heart just, like, I didn't sleep. I haven't been able to sleep good for the past little bit. And I know why. because they tore out all these woods and I feel like that I feel way more than a normal person. And so like I feel like there's just been death and destruction all around me, and trying to like keep a positive note around that. Plus they're tearing the woods out all around us. It's been a challenge. But there's always a silver lining. There's always a reason behind everything that we go through, because we never know what impact our words may have over somebody's life, their entire life, even a nation. I mean, we don't know where we're going to be tomorrow, or who we're going to impact, or whose lives we're going to touch or come across. You know, there might be ultimate plans of things that we couldn't even imagine, you know. And even though I feel 1,000 times a day not worthy and not qualified or not enough, um, well, I love you. So I'll always worry about everybody that I love, but I know that you're stronger than that, for real. Sometimes you need to tell yourself to breathe.
This is one huge balancing act all around in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
as much as, like you said, you know, right now that you're there, you love everyone, and you're always being there, and you care about everyone else. It's also a time that we really have to dig further and look into the recesses of ourselves and start addressing it. You know, and it's a balancing, but there's no shame if you have to. Like I tell people, you know, sorry, but I got to find me right now, you know, and
Yeah.
my son and stuff. But I'm realizing how important, especially now, if I don't have me together, I'm not trying to get myself in love and deal with my kids and my past
I'm not
issues.
going to be any good for anybody else.
You know? And I've been encouraging that more. I tell people I'm not on. I stay away for a reason. I pop up, but then I'm gone again because I have to, for my own sake, because of my son's sake. Especially now, if something happened to me, if I fall apart now, he's lost. His mama has her own things with the other kids. She's going through health issues. She's really battling now. That's wake up calls for her. But she's not in a position to just take it like that. So I'm the only one left. And it's a fucking scary thought. But it forces this situation in all, forces a hand. I have to. I have to, you know, realize that, you know what? I've been through years of shit and went deep in that. Why can't I, you know, climb out? Why can't I go the other way? And I have to. And you know that's for everyone. Even the moments you feel down, some of it you have to try to step back enough to really get the full picture and realize certain things. And it's not easy. I'm going to be honest. It's hard to finally look at your reflections. It really is. I don't mean the physical. I mean everything.
It's definitely hard to look at yourself and admit you have a
And
problem, because
yeah,
we want to be those perfect creatures, you know.
mhm. And for those of us that have deeper hearts and really try to help others, we're so used to that. And part of it is also like an excuse. We didn't have to face ourselves because we're so focused on everyone else. Now
Yeah.
we have to, in order to really gain our strength and to be there as we truly want to be, we got to finally step up for ourselves in pride and love and say, you know what? This is my time. Also, with that, it really sorts a lot of things out. It really does. The naysayers that were hidden are going to come about because they're going to be the first one. Well, blah, 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 blah. Why? Because I'm taking care of me? Well, fuck you, because that means you were never really for me. It was something you were trying to gain. And I think a lot of people on here that have said, look, you do you, we'll be here and stuff and understand. I've had some naysayers and stuff, and I apologize. It may seem like I'm being selfish and self-absorbed, but if that's what you think, fine. But I have to be. It's not for ego. It's not to think I'm better. But I'm loving me first. Why? Because my kid needs that. If he doesn't see me doing it, I what's he gonna work from? What's his memories? What's building his foundation? Nada. And I'm not about that. I'm not about that. He's seen too much already. He's been through enough. But fuck that. He's not going to keep going through it. But I have to do. And the same with you, Jenny. It's all right. You can take it, for yourself. Take that time. If everyone's going to fall apart that bad, then that's the time, not as you're above them in any way. And I know you wouldn't be, but it's like, yo, the issue's not me then. If you're falling apart like that, it's you. Why? That meant you can never handle it on your own. So why do I have to be your anchor? You got to be able to sometimes sit in your own boat in this and plant yourself, weather the storm. Whether you got batten down the hatches or, hey, there's a light in the distance, you got to row through it. But I can't do that the whole time. What am I supposed to do? Pass out on the floor? Then what? Now you're still in that situation, aren't you? Here, I'm still present. I just got to do my part. That helped. But, it's not being selfish for ego. It's not any of that. And lots of people are trying to twist or misconstrue that. I've been isolating myself in many ways. Heck, you did the last live was the first time in how long for many of us, but even for me to really be out there. I haven't done it in my channel. I wanted to, but I just said no. I can't go to it yet.
I
But
hate to
in
hear
that,
about I hate to hear about anybody in the comments who is struggling with the fertility or their kids or anything like that. You hear me talk about my 13-year-old and my 4-year-old, and I've never been able to have kids. I just never had that ability. And so somehow, though, God always seems to have me some babies running around. So
like,
everybody always said, oh, well, you can adopt, and this, that, and the other. And I was always like, it's not the same. It's not fair, but it's just what I was dealt. I hate for anybody to go through any kind of fertility or any kind of issues like that. I really hate that. I'm sorry.
I just want to say to you, Krista, on this, knight in shining armor. I'm going to let me spin a different perspective about the whole knight in shining armor issue. There are two types of knights, and really think which one would you rather be and consider yourself. The knight in shining armor, perfect, no chinks, never seen battle, all for show, all trying to be this glittering thing. Or do you want the knight that's been at least through it, weather worn, has come out understanding, maybe been through some grit, but fully understands and does it with actual honor than showmanship, not forced into it. So don't think of yourself in a knight in shining armor. You are just being a pillar of strength. So change that mindset. That's the only mindset I'm saying. And because life didn't make sense to it. I'm not saying you can't be there for someone when they need any critical times. But you got to make sure you're not, especially nowadays, overstretching. There's only so much, got to realize that even for the ones we love, there's only so much we can do. And there's a point either A, we make the tough decisions for them, at the extreme, or we lovingly, in a tough love kind of way, say, look, I can't do this alone, or I can't do it like this. So we got to come and get you with you fully willing to try a different way, to just give it a try. Meet me part of that way. I've learned over these, I've overstretched myself for everyone. I put myself out there for everyone. And it's torn me apart more and more. This is where I take the opposite end. My life was fuck it, why bother for every situation. Fuck it, why bother? Oh, it's a happy day, but fucking why bother being happy? Because shit's gonna happen anyway. Something's gonna ruin. Something's gonna do
old.
it. So I started taking, why not? Why not go and achieve things that for me, for the betterment of my life?
Oh, I'm so old.
I'm,
I'm all
one,
stoved up.
one more day for me, and I'm my due
Oh.
date old. I turn tomorrow.
Well, I love each and every one of you so
Yeah, I'm ready.
much.
I feel the draining coming on, so we may end this soon, but I'm not gonna leave
Hey,
Carol.
will somebody do me a favor? Missy, who's in the thing? I don't know if Missy, you're
Is she?
I think you're our only moderator in here.
Yeah.
If you happen to have um ow golly, my hips are killing me. Does anybody happen to have our channel links? My channel, your channel, Carol's.
If not, it might. There's a ton to go through, but it's all in the description.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Links
I
will be
put
in
it
the description.
below
Go
for as
check
many as
those
I
channels
can
out.
and stuff. Yes. And check each other out. It's not the same. They
Yes.
changed that, but you just highlight, copy, paste the name. At least it should help. But
Come subscribe and be a part of the family.
let me put it to everyone like this: it's okay to do for you, and if people truly get upset and don't understand that you have to do that, then they are really not worth the time in your life. So that's where life at this point is sifting a lot of that out for us. We have to open our eyes to that. What is the loving benefit of things? What is beneficial in that sense? Not for greed, not for what do I gain? No, like in that sense, but what is that? Because we got to understand, everyone's going through, it's going to take time. We're working through this. But when you love yourself enough and you start taking and seizing things and realizing, the things that you've allowed, not, disallowed and things like that, and owning up, you release it. You're cleaning up that clutter. And what happens? You have room. Then life and God brings you housewarming gifts. Gifts that he's probably been sitting on going, okay, anytime now. Like now it's 8 years old. I had a computer here with Windows 2000. Now I got a freaking upgrade, get you something working. But that's what happens. We gotta clear out for ourselves the skeletons, the Rolodexes of things, and get up to date and up to speed with new
Oh
stuff.
no, it's my glasses.
And we can do it. We can do it. So it's okay nowadays to say sorry. Today I just can't. But I will try. Put it out there, being honest. Someone don't like it, then tough fucking titties. It really is tough titties. But
What'd you say? Did you
tough
say
titties.
titties?
Titties. Sorry.
Titties?
Yeah.
Did you say titties? Are we
Yeah.
talking about titties now? What happened?
Yeah, tough ones. Nice, firm,
Titties.
with big old pointy things when it gets cold. You asked.
Ice
But
cream is beneficial. I'm just saying, I love ice cream.
what for the knobby things when they get cold and all? Yes, they can be. I'm just saying. So is Magic Shell.
Oh my gosh, dude, my hips are killing me.
Something I learned: there's not enough ice in the world to make Magic Shell work on the human body enough. It just doesn't work. There's no way to get it that solid, but it's still fun. Just saying. and Krista, LOL. The only thing she hears is titties. Yeah, she's like, oh, somebody say titties.
Sorry.
She's dirty minded.
Titties. What's happening?
It's like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah,
Titties.
wah, wah, wah. I understood that, teach. Hey, titty sprinkles. There you go. Ice cream with sprinkles. Ooh, titty sprinkles. Nice. Hey, I'm going with sprinkles. No, anyway.
No, what happened was I accidentally clicked off of the live. And so when I clicked back on, all I heard was titties. And that's why I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? What did I come back
tough, yeah, tough titties. But anyway, we the thing I'm trying to live by and really change is this. You know, and I've said it in streams. I know Jenny's heard it, other people, but in case someone hasn't heard, a farmer finds benefit out of manure, where everyone else is like, "Oh my God, that stinks. How do you work with it?" Or we feel life is dealing crap, is crap, or flinging poo. But a farmer sees the benefit as fertilizer. What does fertilizer do? It helps things grow. It's the nutrient. He knows how to extract it and make it into nutrient for what? Stuff to grow. We have to take care of our own gardens at this point as well. Why? Because when we start reaping a bigger harvest, we're going to be so overbound and with extra, we can then truly start giving back like we did, but then some, with seeds on top of it. You can only give from your well, but so far before it's empty. And then what? Now you're left with the guilt of now my well's empty. People still need it, but I can't give.
Oh,
Sometimes we have to refill that well. We have to find for it to fill again. But that's our job. It's our well.
ow.
It's okay to do that. You can still help. Maybe it's not as much, but you can still find. You can do it without overextending. But if it's a moment where, hey, you know what? I just need a break. I have to really focus because it's helping me to later then help you. The people that understand will get it. The people that are doing it will get it. I've already gone with a ton of people that gave me shit for me not calling or
Mm.
one person like, oh, you haven't told me how you're doing. Well, fuck you. You haven't told me shit either. So, but like got nasty. I was like, well, how much more do you need to know? I'm busy. I'm trying to entertain my son. I'm trying to spend more time with him. I'm trying to give him some sense of normalcy through this. Sorry if you don't take precedence over my child, which also is saying you don't, that you take precedence over me because I'm doing what I have to do, not just for myself, but for him, while I still have time on this earth. Like, so in other words, fuck off. At that point, those are the people I started dropping. And they were the ones that were crying, well, I'm going through, but you didn't come off like that. If you're going through shit, and you would have known the shit you were going to say is BS. You're just looking for whatever. No, can't. Sorry, would love to help you, but can't. It's okay to do for yourself. And this is the perfect time. Before the world goes back to quote unquote normal and the BS starts again, and people forget, do it now. You have a head start. You have a good groundwork to rebuild your foundations, to rebuild your homes. Not physically home wide, but your inner homes and stuff, your family units. This is the time to rebuild and either fix if you can, the family unit, but really your own personal foundation, your own space has to come. If this, whatever's going on, is not earth shattering, ground shaking, whatever shit going on, sorry, you're going to be kind of lost. So now's the time. It's okay.
Now's the time to get your shit together. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm waiting, hopefully by Friday, to get word back. Once they verify for FAFSA, to get my paperwork, apply for some grants and stuff to go back to college. I'm going to be 45 tomorrow, and I'm going back to school. One, I know physically I can't do the work I did from the
Wait,
surgery.
wait. What did you just say?
I'm working on FAFSA to go
No,
back
no,
to
no.
college.
What was that about tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm turning 45.
Tomorrow's your birthday, baby. What?
Even that, you know what? I had planned. My son's mom
July
got sick.
20, July 30th.
Yeah, she couldn't take him this weekend, so the plans are postponed. But I'm not upset by it. Does it
Wait,
suck?
the 29th or the 30th?
The 30th.
Okay. So the day after
It
tomorrow.
sucks that I couldn't do, but you know what? It might be a mixed blessing because one, it's too fucking hot for the plans I want. I mean, not knowing back then when I made the plans, like it's gonna be fucking hot as balls. I'm gonna be miserable, and I'm gonna probably end up, drowning people next to the river, in the water, while dumping
Don't do
myself. And also part of where I was going has an old cemetery, so I might be also getting heat exhaustion from burying people in there. Just like, don't mind, we're just renovating. Yeah. The plans were to go up to Salem, not Salem, Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
But because my mom's son just had a stint in her kidney and stuff, she can't watch it. That's fine. You know what? It's not going to upset me. In fact, it might open the door that down the road, first I go, and then I could bring my son. It might be close to Halloween, so I might make, a one-day trip with him on the Saturday, but I'll have, like 2-3 nights towards October, depending how things go. In the past, I would have been like, there goes another B-Day ruined. But you know what? I don't care. I at least am blessed to have my son with me, that I'm still enjoying through all this. That's the outlook I'm trying to take now. That, you know what? There's a blessing. Maybe I could have went and caught some. I don't know. So we got to start changing our perspectives in this and start reflecting on ourselves. It's all good. It's still going to be good. As much as things suck.
Of course. Of course. The day you were birthed, it's going to be great.
We've endured far worse, a lot of us. So the minor setback is nothing. For us to look at ourselves as a tough job because we've been so used to looking and dealing with things one way negatively, that it's going to be a hard look, and it's going to be a new learning experience to teach ourselves to go the opposite way. But once we start stepping in those journeys, it's okay.
Happy belated birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Whose birthday?
Oh my Lord, what was that?
Aww.
Well, happy birthday to him anyway.
37.
So yeah, Jose's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like the 29th
tomorrow.
I wish. 45.
I don't wish to be. I'm fine where I am. I'm fine.
Actually, 29. No, I wouldn't have my son. So no. If I could go back to when he was maybe 2 or 3, without some of the drama, yeah, because he talked less, he wasn't as fresh.
Look at your butt.
His needs were a lot less in the sense of, wait.
What kind is he? Oh my God! Look at his chest.
He's got some hound in him. He bathes like a hound, but he's
love
just
him.
How
old is he? How old is he? Jen?
5. I have 3 of them, and they're all 5 years old.
Mine's gonna be 6 August. Oh, look at him giving to Mama the love.
He's trying to get my attention. I think our babies are telling us something.
Oh, I just let mine out. I'm gonna have to.
I need to go do mine.
Now I feel.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, I do too. I love you guys so much. We're going almost on 2 hours, so I think it's a good time.
I'll have my pack.
There you go. Just don't put that thing on.
Oh,
No.
This is
guys, I'm gonna jump down. I got some things I gotta do.
Yeah, I gotta get my son. He said he's still putzing around, and I forgot what's tomorrow. I gotta get early and start laundry before everyone else does.
Oh yeah.
And stuff, and
Okay, well, guess what? Everybody, right now, I love all of you so much. You're so loved. Hug yourselves, because I can't hug you. Elbow smack.
Before we go, I just want to say, not say, but let's bring up real quick, while I have 2 of the wifeys here. Okay. Now, the next topic, so you guys can come up. I got sidetracked late and forgot to do other things. Next topic, so everyone knows too, that look out for tweets and stuff in advance. We're going to work on a paranormal show where it's going to be paranormal, like beliefs, non-beliefs, and religion, because it does play a part. But paranormal is not just ghosts; it's going to be ghosts, aliens, cryptids, and things like that. But we're going to try to put out there, the different viewpoints, the arguments on both sides, or or all perspectives of beliefs, and then it's up to you guys to share stories or whatever. We got sidetracked and stuff tonight, but we would like that next time we'll have more time putting it out there a few days in advance. Have a few of you, if you're eager, via DM or messenger only. If you want to come up on panel, you don't have to access your mic, or you tell us in DM. We don't. You come on. Before you come on, you can stop the cam and just leave the mic, so you don't have to appear on camera. But to get your, either side, any belief on.
Yeah,
on
everybody's input. We're just looking for input.
Yeah, because maybe you believe.
I got a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and I need all y'all's opinions because I'm help.
Part of that, what I would like to do is, hopefully, now that I got better tower, it'll work. I could do the share screen, and I could bring up some articles for either side, or little stories, or stuff like that. So we're going to try to have this more planned. We're just going to come up with a night for this. I don't know if during the week works for everyone, or in chat. Maybe if everyone can hit me up or each other in the club.
We could do a poll on Twitter too.
Yeah.
Check out all of our Twitter pages.
Yeah. And also, find out that maybe if we drop it an hour or two earlier, we get a little bit more.
And family night.
But everyone, please share out the links below. Share this out. Love each and every one of you for joining us.
Yes, thank you all.
Skinner, I got your message. I'm just beat, so give me till tomorrow to reply with as far as that message and stuff. I will for sure. It's just I got to corral the little man, and I feel myself ready to go soon. I still have to shower before bed, so by that time.
Well, everybody talk to your kids. Everybody talk to the kids and see what kind of challenges or games they would love to do with the old folks is here. We could all get on and do something with the kiddos.
What kind of poll, Jenny? What was the poll that they would dance a string around?
A brass one.
A brass ball. To go with the brass balls?
That's the way for the firefighters.
Well, there's two types of brass poles I've seen: the firefighters and the artists, dancers.
Artist, that's a good word. That's a good word. Artist, that's a good word.
I'm telling you,
I love all these so much.
I don't have those moves. So yeah. Anyway, I got.
Yes. Go.
And we'll drop it at that subject. All right, love you guys.
Like Jagger.
Love all y'all. Really good night.
All right, bye
bye. All right.
Sweet dreams, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Love you all.
And yes, Skinner, hit me up tomorrow. After Eastern time, 12 noon, and to get back, because I don't think I could ever contact you that way, but we could do through chat or whatever. I need to go to bed. It's already 2 a.m. here, and I got to be up probably around 7 for him. And before that start and whatever, before the heat hits. But anyway, love you, Jenny.
Love it, darling.
Share a link.
Love all of you. Thank you all for being in the chat. Thank you for all of your comments, your love, your prayers. We love each and every one of you.
And hey, also know that not just here on YouTube where comments and stuff, a lot of you know our individual pages. Any ideas, anytime. Even constructive criticism. We're still learning this, as a group thing, group thing. How to work this and make it more cohesive, how to make it flow. We need that input, as things are, again, we're trying to get back into the swing. We go on hiatus, we'll come back, but we're here with love for all of you, and we thank
Yep,
you
yep.
always. Never enough thanks to be given to you guys. It's just
Amen.
there's no real way, but it's all there. So mucho love, everyone. I'm gonna get them in bed, shower up, and pass.
20 seconds. We
Hopefully-
got 2 hours on the dot.
There you go. Oh wait, 20 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds. I
20
feel like we should,
seconds to tell all of
I
you
feel
how
like
much
we
I
should
love
have a
you.
New Year's thing drop it. All right,
Yeah.
everyone,
Yeah.
share us out. Show each other love always.
5,
And
4,
what's
3,
Jenny?
2.
You're not closing out with your hashtag.
What? Hashtag let's do this thing together. Bum, 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 bum.
Te amo mucho. Good night, all.
Love you guys.